good evening. Oh, what's this? Yes, no, something new. I've never seen that before. How do I get rid of it? Who knows? I'm going to ignore it. Can I ignore it? Oh, that was really weird. A little questionnaire that came up. I've never seen that before. Hello, good evening. My name is Anne-Marie Wickham. I'm a positivity clinical hypnotherapist and I am a confidence life coach. And I have this show, the Ultimate Confidence Show. And I come on here every week to inspire, hopefully, to share conversation, to invite you all to interact, engage and comment if you so please. And we answer any questions that you may have. And this is just really a good time to be inspired, I hope. And so for the next 8 weeks, this is the season of the men. Yes. Holly, hello Holly. Sarah, hello Sarah. Oh, do you know what? It's so lovely to see you all. I'm really hoping my son gets... We just had a conversation and he is going to be coming on soon. I'm going to say a lovely hello to my lovely, lovely, beautiful ladies. That's okay, no problem, my lovely. Okay, so over the next 8 weeks, I have some amazing guests. I just spoke with one of my guests today. I have 8 men coming on, and each of those men every week is somebody who has inspired me, who has really shown me a different side to any other men that I've ever met before. I kind of had a bit of a man complex for a long while. I think a lot of women do. Maybe that's just me. But these amazing men that I have in my life, I just wanted to really, I suppose, bring them on to show all the ladies out there that have decided they've given up on love that there are some fantastic men in the world. And not just from the point of view of love, but to be inspired by these really family men that have got good morals, that are spiritually conscious, that are physically conscious, and they're just lovely people. And I thought I would start off with a really, really big guest. Big guest. He actually, I don't know if he knows how to get on. I might have to, where is it? Oh, at least I can see. Olivia, you might have to, unless that's my guest using Olivia's phone, so please give me a little comment in the box below. It's such a pleasure to be here this evening. It's such a pleasure to kick off this season of the men. This is the season of the men. When we've finished, I would love for you to share this recording. Oh, we've got an extra special person that's just popped in, and yeah, I would really love for you to share this recording, do as many comments as you like, and just really ask all the questions you need to, because this guy is a bit of a guru on certain areas. How am I going to introduce this young man? Well, I've known him all my life actually, and let me tell you, this person is one of the most bravest people that I know. He's certainly inspiring in that he has a very, very strong sense of who he is. And in that strong sense of who he is, sometimes it doesn't always go right, but he really knows his own strength and his own power. Good evening, Jade, sorry, excuse me. And he inspires me because he is steadfast in when he has a goal, he just go, go, go. And at the moment, he's not just a really inspirational person in my life. He's actually my personal trainer. And I'm going to tell you right now, he takes no prisoners. He is a hard ass. Am I allowed to say that? Well, he is. And so... Why haven't I got all those little... What's happened to Facebook? Once upon a time, we used to have where we had all the little faces up in the right-hand corner. Do you remember that? Just before Christmas, and now it's all changed. They've taken all your lovely faces away. I don't know what's that one. Malcolm, hello, good evening. You need to speak to me at some point, don't you? We will have a private conversation. So, he's here. He's here to inspire you. He's here to share his story of how he survived this harsh childhood that he had. How he survived with living with somebody just like me, because yes, ladies and gentlemen, he is just like me. He is my wonderful son. He's 26 years of age. He has lived in 2 different countries. He must have moved about at least 16 to 18 times. He is so resilient. He speaks 2 languages. There's so much more that I could say about him, but I really want to introduce you to him, and he can tell you a little bit more about his story and where he's at now. I've had some really, really good questions to ask him today, and some of them are a little bit cheeky. I don't think he's seen his one. Anyway, some of them are in my head. And this is going to be fun. We're going to enjoy ourselves, okay? So without further ado, I'm actually going to invite this gentleman in. Where is he? Let me find him. Oh, right. We haven't done this for a long time, have we, ladies and gents? Ah, there he is. Right, your invite has been sent. And I don't know, it's going a bit of a nightmare. Give me a second. Oh, he's going off to do his technical stuff. Did I tell you that he's actually a technical genius? He can take a computer apart and put it back together again, and quite often does. You know, I love it when he comes over to see me, because all the things that I've broken, I just save up and put in a corner for him, and he comes and he goes, oh, how didn't you know that? And he makes you feel really stupid, but who cares? I get it fixed. He's a very hands-on kind of guy. He has huge dreams. And I'm so blessed in the time that in the last 4 years, I've really seen this young man blossom and grow. And I'm so grateful and so proud to have him on here today to introduce you to him, so that you can get to know him a little bit better, and you can see why I'm so proud of him. So, Kaisie Diggens, we want you to come on. Oh, look, oh, yeah, do that one. What you just did then, Kaisie. Do it again. Yes. Oh, it was yeah, no, it wasn't what I thought it was. But I like that too. Now, I'm going to have to send you another request. Can I just do it like that? No, I can't do it like that. They've changed all the rules again, people. So your invite has been sent. I think you need to go to your notifications. You know, the little bell notifications. I think you need to go to that, and I think you need to accept the invite that I've just sent you. We've been doing this for a long time, haven't we, Holly? Haven't we, Sarah? We are just professionals at this now. Do you like my scarf? I thought I'd try and be a bit, you know, American chat shirt kind of. Hi there. I don't know if it's working. What do you think? So, yes, Kaisie Diggens, go to your notifications. You will see an invite from me in your notifications. So that's your... Yes! He did it first time. I told you he was a techno amazing person. Do you remember all the times that we used to mess about and get all this wrong? And here it is, first time is. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so proud. I'm trying not to be... He's... Hello, Sarah. Hello, Sarah. Right, we're adding him. He's coming in. Jason, did you want to speak to your role model, your super bro?
Going on. I made it on. I made it. Made it pretty great, man. And that. Listen, hold on, because I don't. Why does it have to be on the side?
Oh, that connection's not looking.
Yeah, I told you my Wi-Fi's not that great. Yeah.
We just won't move.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We just be it's kind of like a video call with a picture.
Yeah, we like it. We can see you perfectly.
Oh.
You look fantastic. And you know what, Kaisie? Can I just tell you straight away? I can't tell you how many people I've had on this show, and I've sent them instructions beforehand, and we've gone through it all, and we've done dress rehearsals.
Dress rehearsals.
And no one ever gets it right first time. And you, because you are a super techno, so come downstairs, Jason. Come on. Jason, what are you doing today? Jason wants to ask you a few questions. So we're really, really grateful to have you here. You are kicking off the season, the men's season of inspirational, aspirational people in my life who, being in my life, has changed my life in such a massive way. And I know that's a rare thing to say to somebody younger than me, especially who is my son. But you know, but truthfully and honestly, you changed my life in a magnificent way, and I won't get tearful, but I probably will. So
it's all good. Hold on, I'm sitting up. Right, I'm on a very squeaky chair as well. I've just noticed, but it's very comfortable and it's next to the heater, so I'm just staying here.
Do your thing.
Yeah. All right.
Right.
Cool. Let's do it.
So just tell us a little bit about you, Kaisie. Tell us what inspires you. Where are you in your life right now?
I am. Where am I? That is wow. What an opening question, Mum. Thank you. So I'm at a place in my life where I've realised that material things are not what I aim to achieve. That's where I am in the sense of previous to now. Material objects have been my goals. Like once I get this certain job, and then I'll have that pay grade, and then I'll get this car, and then I'll be able to upgrade to just wishing my life away, basically. Just generally looking to get the next thing. Like, and everyone does it because that's what you're trained to do. You know, like get good credit rating, and then you be able to buy a house, and then you have the 2.4 kids, blah 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 blah. But now I suppose I'm just enjoying life and being happy. And actually, when I say enjoying life and being happy, I'm really doing it in the sense of I don't need any outside influences or sources to make me happy. I make myself happy. So just through meditating, fitness, there's a whole bunch of other things. But yeah, it's just like just personal growth is a big thing for me this year. So, and it's been big last year as well, but I've just started to notice a lot more things because your eyes open, and then your eyes open wider, you know. So yeah, it's full circle.
I mean, we've had, obviously, you know, we talk all the time, every day. I would say our relationship is quite unique as a mother and son, is that we talk maybe 4 or 5 times a day. I know that's the most unique thing in you. And I know I'll probably get on your nerves, but I love spending time in your company, and I love speaking to you because we have both got a real same sense of how much we value life, how grateful we are in life. And we constantly talk about what we notice that is growing us on a daily basis. And we're really honest with our emotions and our feelings. And that's taken time for us to get to as a mum and son. What I want to ask you is, do you remember back before you had this epiphany of, I actually realise who I am and what I want out of life? Do you remember how frustrated? Tell me about before.
Well,
and what it meant for your life.
It's like it's really hard to talk about. It's really hard to talk about how I felt before because now I know that it was so silly. But like I just used to get frustrated and angry about so many other situations that were actually outside of my control anyway. Like if I would have, it's quite a long explanation, but like it's just you think like, you know, for instance, when you're young and you're at school and you think, should I kick this ball now? I know that it has the chance of breaking a window, but I still want to kind of play the game. Like, and you know at that point that it could possibly all go wrong, and highly likely it will. But yeah, you think you're a kid, yeah, you can do it. But I continued that on until like what? Like 20, I've done it for 25 years and I'm 26. So like I've only just really come out of it, and knowing that when somebody asks you a question, even down to the smallest thing, like, are you coming around to mine? Knowing what, actually looking at that question and fully looking at how much that entails, what that's going to impact, and then giving a truthful answer at the beginning to save yourself so much grief later on in life. Like, but you just don't realize that you're always just looking for the quick win when you're young. You just want to get there. Like, do you know what I mean? You just want, and the thing is like, I've had like, obviously I've had you in my life, I had my dad in my life, and we've all been big achievers. So everyone had nice cars and nice stuff. So naturally, when I was young, I was thinking, I've got to have that stuff ASAP. Do you know what I mean? But not realizing that you grew up in a different time for me, and you was more wise with your money than I was, because I just saw it as you had money, and that's what I would have as well. So yeah, like a lot of learning curve.
Yeah, but also, Kaisie, you know, you've seen me and your dad, you've seen us achieving lots of things, having lots of money, but you've also seen, particularly me, have nothing, be, you know, really struggling to make ends meet. So you've seen both ends of the spectrum. Do you think that's given you more wisdom to be able to live your life and know the value of life? Do you think that's part of what got you to where you are, or was there other defining moments that you thought, you know, I'm going to choose to be this person?
So, whoa, do you know, so I've always been a person that likes to try different things, but I've always been a person that's like to rebel as well. So I've
Mm.
always wanted to go against what people are saying. So I've always tried to do it the harder way. Do you know what I mean? So I've
Mm.
always learned. I've done so much more work into not actually doing, and then end up coming around to doing it the same way that everyone else has kind of really done it. Do you know what I mean? Just because I wanted to rebel against it, but then end up paying twice the price. So I think I haven't. I wish I would have learned from some of the stuff that you guys, but I think I've kind of gone through it, but just on a bit of a smaller scale because I have seen the similarities in it. So yeah, I have learned a little bit from what you've done, but I've had to experience it as well. And yeah, it's like my
Yeah,
dad
but
would say,
Kaisie,
if you
what's
can't
been
hear,
your
you must
challenge?
feel.
But you've had some really big personal challenges in terms of, you know, what held you back at school,
Mm.
and that one
That's it, but
particular thing.
that's what the
No one
biggest.
else knows, Casey. You need to share it. No one else knows. You're thinking in your head the answer.
Yeah.
You need to share it.
Well, but the thing is that like, I thought I was failing in school, this, that, and the other, because society made it look like I was failing in school. But that's just
Because what
because
was you diagnosed with?
ADHD. But but ADHD is something that's actually quite amazing, really, and people don't really understand it. They think that it's just like, oh, little kids just they get to swear and be angry, and they get away with it. First of all, they don't even get away with it anyway. And second of all, it's not so much about the anger and stuff like that. That's just when you're a kid and you don't know how to express yourself. And you get older, it expresses itself in so many other ways, like just sometimes just like, can you imagine being 26 and sitting in a room and thinking, I really want to make a noise right now, and everyone else is silent, and you're debating in your head whether you can actually get away with it in a corporate environment, like, and you
Yeah.
generally do have them conversations with yourself in your head. But that's fun. Why not? Like, I'm bored in that corporate environment anyway. Like, that's what I came to realize. Like, why am I constraining myself to this just boredom? Like, it's in the boardroom, it says it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like
Boardrooms.
like, it is actually really that boring because it's in the boardroom, and I've only just come away from that, and yeah, like, I'm just thinking about school, and yeah, but there was some really truly
So
nice.
for a long time, you thought your ADHD was working against you, and you struggled with it. You
Well, it
struggled to
did,
fit in
it did, it
conform.
did.
What's different now? Why do you see your ADHD as a gift rather than a weight around your neck? What changed for you that changed it from being?
Okay. Yeah. So that would be when I started thinking that. So not everybody knows, but like a lot of people that follow motivational people videos and like have invested into self growth and looking into just developing your mind. Like, a lot of people know that they say that your thoughts can create your future, which, well, they do create your future. I do know it, but anyway, to break it down slowly in the sense of it may so I started thinking, I'm a very creative person. I've been a very creative person from when I was young, but I wasn't allowed to be as creative because my creativity came out maybe a bit loud and abrupt. But so I kind of had to dull that down while I was at school, and I dulled it down until probably like I was probably about 16. And when I say dull it down, I mean like I was just a naughty kid. I wasn't beyond a hyper average naughty kid. I just dulled it down to just kind of be able to fit in just enough. Um, and then and then oh, sorry, I've lost my train of thought. Pull me back.
You
ADHD.
so
I
when you
just
were
stood up.
younger, you couldn't really control it, and
Mm.
it used to make life really difficult for you. And then you
Well,
discovered personal development, and
mm.
it took you to another place, and it started to be a blessing
Well,
for
where
you.
I can
How
create.
has
I
it
can
become a
create in my
blessing
head.
for you?
Yeah, so
Mm.
I can create in my head, and ADHD. That's what your problem is because you. Well, not your problem is. Sorry, that's a wrong way to phrase it. But it's what the society looks at and thinks like they're constantly thinking, always making noises because they're expressive and they want to. They've got so much to get out, and if you can just sit yourself down for 10 to 15 minutes and actually create in your head, like, you can create what you want, exactly what you want, and whether that be you want to create a dinosaur world again or something like that, you can create that. Do you know what I mean? You just have to put the effort into it and the energy. And then I started thinking, wow, well, I was always so creative. I can start thinking wacky again. And now I think like a little kid again. I don't feel no way because I think, yeah, it's fun, it's enjoyable. Why not bring out the inner child? Yeah, so that's
And
what
I think
ADHD is.
also as well, Kaisie, what you've learned is you've learned to use the ADHD for your purposes rather than it work against you. And tell everybody what you came to. You decided that how you can use ADHD in such a positive way. The direction that you're going in now is perfectly suited to you being able to use your ADHD. Tell everybody what you're doing and how it's fitting.
Well, so I'll tell you what it actually was. So there's this guy. This was actually the guy that got me in on my path, and his name's David Goggins. I always say his name wrong. If he ever catches me, he's proper gonna bust man up, but it's all good. Goggins. It is Goggins. David Goggins. He is a
David Goggins.
Yeah. He's a. I don't know what he's like. Classed as the world's strongest man.
Don't move. Don't move. We keep losing you when you're getting excited.
I'm trying.
You're moving too much.
Yeah, I know. But the fact that I haven't got a stand, so my hands all wobbling. I can see my head just going like this. Yeah.
No, we can see you. We can see you. And we can hear you. It's cool. It's good. So your
cool.
hero at the moment, the person that's really giving you inspiration is David.
No.
I'm
my own hero.
The toughest man.
Yeah, I'm my own hero though. But
Absolutely.
but
Absolutely.
he is an inspiration. He is an inspiration, and it was just the way he was talking. It was like if the way he says stuff, he don't put sprinkles on it. There's not. It's just ice cream, right? There's no flake. There's no. In fact, there's not. It's in a bowl. It's not even in a cone. It's just what it is. Yeah, and he was just saying like, if I stay fit from now if I keep doing what I'm doing now every day, each day. If I wake up at the time that I wake up, like I wake up at 5 a.m. and I lay in my bed for 5 minutes. I can't lie, and then I have my 10-minute video of motivational videos, and then I get up 5:15. I get ready. And I go on my jog. And I just think if I maintain that from this day, I will always be this young. Like there's just no way I'm not going to be this young because I can do it every single day. And I improve every single day, just a little bit more. I just push a little 30 seconds more, maybe a mile more, whatever you can do, whatever you have time to do.
What's the rough average that you're running daily, Kaisie?
Well,
what's the rough average that you're running daily? And this is all before you go to work, right?
Yeah. So in the morning I run about 5 miles. So that's to get started, and then I have a workout.
Before to work.
Yeah, and then you have a workout, like a 30 to 45-minute workout. But I don't use any weights. It's all like free body, so it's quite good. It puts the pressure against all muscles, like when you're doing it just with your own body weight. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking good. Yeah, I'm looking nice. Trust me.
You're looking amazing, Kaisie. And I think the other thing that you told me, which I thought was brilliant, how again you're being really strategic and you're using the ADHD for your better benefit. The other day when you said, oh, I've got some things to work through. Whereas before, when you used to get angry and you could do it in all the wrong way, now you're like, oh, I feel frustrated. I need to get rid of somebody said energy. And you just went and ran 7 miles. Do you remember that the other day?
Yeah.
A lot of,
no, it's good. No, and it is a way. It is a way you can, and you unlock. The thing is that through something that could be potentially quite destructive, like when you're in a bad mood, you're in an angry mood, you can potentially you can undo a lot of good. So
you can break a lot of records as well.
Yeah, no, but you really genuinely can, because you're just thinking, you're trying to think about this, and then while you're thinking about it, you're not thinking about your pace or anything. You're just thinking, right, I've got to breathe, I've got to keep this going. And before you know it, you are in a location, you're like, right, how did I actually get here? But I think that's with life as well, though. Like, what I've started to notice is like the rate that I've started to progress now, in the sense of just my mind and the way I think. Once I've opened my mind to, I can actually keep going and going and going and going. Every day I learn something new. Every day I'm looking at something new, and every day I'm just trying that little bit more. So, and it's not like I'm not jumping up in like, now I'm a book geek or I don't do anything. I just let it flow. I let it go as I feel, and it makes you feel comfortable to know that it's not pressured. It's just what feels good to take in, you know. So
flow.
Yeah.
Flow.
Most definitely.
Yeah. So, Kaisie, let me ask you a question. I remember about a year ago when you said to me, Mum, when are you going to make loads of money? I'm sick of living this mediocre life.
Word. No, 100.
But now, Kaisie, I speak to you on a daily basis, and you always, you know, we just combust together.
Yeah.
And I would ask you, when did you realise that your life had actually gone from being just so to being mediocre?
Yeah, it was.
To
Yeah.
being amazing, because you're there now, and you were looking to me to get that. You were looking at me to get you out of mediocrity. But what actually happened? How did you get to where you are now?
Oh, whoa, so word, actually, so I've forgotten a big part. Like, so I stopped drinking about 6 months ago. That's a big part to it.
Wow.
Word. Yeah.
Wow. 26
Completely.
years old, you don't drink at all. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Well, considering the person I used to be, everybody that knows me knows me. I was champion. I was 100%. I was at the top. I had the leaderboard and everything. Yeah. I was good.
Yeah.
I was a good party person.
And
very good party person. Everyone told me that as well.
You were.
Yeah. Yeah. And I lived for it as well, which was
Kaisie,
like I lived for that.
I want you to share something. I want you to share something, because I think it's really important that people actually know the strength of character that you are.
Oh.
And I particularly want to talk about the time when you had, because you know you have epilepsy. You have epilepsy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The time when you were behind the wheel. I mean, you've escaped. You've been blessed, Kaisie. I really want you to share this with people.
Yeah.
The time that you were behind the wheel, please.
Sorry,
That's
hold on.
when you really made that decision.
So, no, actually, the time that the last time that I had a seizure and I decided to stop drinking, I wasn't behind the wheel or anything like that. I've had some close shaves with vehicles, and yeah, I'm lucky to, trust me, I'm lucky.
Huge.
But I don't want to go too negative into it. I don't want to go too. But the time that I actually genuinely did, I had a seizure. It was after a heavy night of drinking. Like I used to drink for like a good day, a full day of drinking, and I had a seizure, and I just woke up that day, and everyone has it with literally absolutely everything, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a just a breakthrough in your life. It's just everyone has this moment where you just wake up and you just,
clarity.
Yeah, you just say, nah, I'm not doing that no more. It's not worth it anymore. I'm over it. I'm finished with it. Like, I've had it enough now. Like, you know, it's done. It's like, I don't know how to, you're over that aftershave. Someday you will just smell a aftershave and it's done. You can't wear that no more. It's done. And it was literally as cold as day for me. And I was like, nah, that's it. I'm not drinking no more. And I haven't touched a drop since. And I never will. It just doesn't appeal to me anymore. Bigger things.
But you know what? And the thing is, Kaisie, I believe, obviously, we both believe everything happens for a reason. We know 100% there is synchronicity in our life. We know that everything that happens to us now, we've already chosen. And I think that for you, when you made that decision to give up drinking, and everyone was thinking, oh yeah, he'll do it for a week. Oh yeah. But the way you are, like, I mean, it was so unbelievable that you could do that, considering the person that you were.
Yeah.
But it almost is like it's giving you a superpower.
Yeah.
Do you not see that?
Yeah.
It's giving you this superpower to say, I'm going to do that, or I'm not going to do that, and just be able to do it without it. Looks to me like you don't have any. It's not even hard for you. Like 5 o'clock every morning.
Yeah, it's not though, and it's really not. And both of those things kind of intertwine together. So like from when I said to myself, right, I'm not drinking no more, and I stuck to that. Like, bearing in mind I'd done that for like, I've been drinking since I was like, 13, 14. Obviously, I lived in Germany, and over there you start drinking legally at 16, blah, 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 blah. But I'd been drinking for like a good 10 years, do you know what I mean? Like, and I still enjoyed it at that point. Even after I'd had a seizure, I still enjoyed it.
It's even harder.
Yeah.
It's even harder when it's something that you like and you're making the choice yourself. It wasn't imposed. No one told you had to.
No, but I did have an ultimatum. I can't lie. Like, one of my passions is cars, and if I wanted to drive, there was just a whole much more work that I was gonna have to put in the sense of I was gonna have to be on medication each day, which I don't really agree with the amount of like drugs that they pump through your body, this, that, and the other. I was gonna have to have more medicals, this, and I just thought, or I can stop drinking, you know, I can save myself some money, I can live a longer, healthier life. Like, why? Which one do I want to choose? But that logic was just never revealed to me before. Like, I couldn't see that logic before. Like, and it was weird. Like I said, it was a light bulb moment where I was just like, and that's why I'm spreading the love, man. Everybody need to jump on this hype. Yeah, no, everybody does need to like get healthy, man. Like, people are just out there looking for this quickest fix. I want to have this body, but I want to eat this chocolate, this, that, and the other. Like, you got to put in the work to get the results, and that's the only way it's
absolutely
work, you know?
Absolutely. And I tell you what, you've been an absolute inspiration with the way that you've made those decisions and you've stuck to them, and that it's given you more clarity and more purpose. When every day I speak to you, you're just like an onion. You're just unraveling and unraveling. You're just
Mum,
really
onion, man.
core
Come on, let's go for the cake. Like, layers of cake or something.
All right.
You know? Like, no one don't want to be no smelly onion.
No, because what I mean by that is there's so many layers to you. You think you know. I'm here. I'm at this point of knowing exactly what. And then you reveal a little bit more about yourself, and then you reveal a little bit more about yourself. And I don't know. I just see your growth. It's been exponential, to be honest. Particularly 2018. You know, as a mum, for all you mums out there, to have an older son, and I know you're all thinking, oh yeah, 16, 17, they'll be off your hands. Forget it, right?
Yeah.
Your child is always your child until they show you that you don't have to worry about them like that. And I had this moment with you. It was only a little while ago, but I had a moment where me and Kaisie speak every day. And I rang him and he said to me, I can't speak to you at the moment, Mum, I'm dealing with something. And I was like, oh, everything all right? He's like, yeah, Mum, look, I'm big, yeah? It's man stuff. I'll deal with it, right? Just chill. And I was like, wow. I mean, this is the day that every mum does. Because up until this point, it was, Mum, I need some money for that. Mum, I need to help me out. Mum, come and pick me up, Mum. And you do it because you love them, but you think, geez, they haven't lived at home for like 5 years. And I'm still Mum. And then the day comes, and then as soon as that day comes, you go, oh, he doesn't need me anymore. Yeah, so they can never win, really. Yeah. But, you know, he's 26 years old, and he's got to that point of where he's like, you know what? The decisions that I make in my life are about me. I am accountable to me. Mum, you're my mum. I love you, but I'm a big man, and that is a huge case. Yeah. That is absolutely huge. There are men of 30 and 40 still,
pushing that big BMW at mummy's house. I know. There's enough of them. Bag of them. So, but it has to. But everybody has to go on a journey at their, like, you can't push anybody, and anybody that you see around you thinking, oh, I need to get them to grow up. Like, you can't do that. No. You can only lead by example, and just give them a bit of knowledge along the way. Look, here, have this little tip. How about this? You know, each one teach one. Bring people up with you, definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah. And, you know, Kaisie, when obviously I started my journey, you know, not having a job and really being in that situation, you must have looked at me for a long time and thought, Mum, are you actually just going to stop all this rubbish and get a job, right?
Mum, I actually didn't, because I've seen you go up and down so many times. I've seen you be at the top, creme de la creme, and then I've seen you drop back down, and then I've seen you grind back up to the top. So no, I actually did know whatever you was going to put your all into is going to happen. So I didn't think that, but I did think, oh man, are you going to make, like, are you actually going to stick to this one? Though? That I did think that, yeah. And you did, so big up yourself.
Yeah. And at the moment where you said to me, you know, considering that personal development is such a huge part of your life now, it's been huge in your growth, about really going inside and recognizing everything you need is within you, right?
Yeah.
This is where you are considering. Do you remember the conversation where, you know, when we're constantly, I was drip feeding you little bits? Watch Les Brown, watch this, do this, watch that. Do you remember the what did you say to me?
It was jarring. It was just annoying. It was just, I just said, Mum, it's your journey. Like, you have your journey. I'll get there myself. Like, yeah, I remember. I do. And the thing is that when people are coming to you, when you're in a negative place,
mindset, Yeah.
and people are coming to you with positivity, you can't accept that. That's like, whoa, look at the way a magnet works. Come on, like, it's opposite poles,
Yes.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It don't work. So you got to let a
Yeah.
person either get to a neutral place where you can kind of attract them in, like, yo, come just a little bit, like, because you might be able to pull them in, or just let them wander over, because they will, like, eventually. Because in the place of neutral, it's a bit dry as well. It's a good place. You need the yin, you need the yang, you need to, you know what I mean? But it is a bit dry, do you know what I mean? You do need to get to where that positivity is at, because that's where the true happiness is, you know? So, yeah.
Yeah. And I think, you know, when I was talking about some of those, you know, some of those teachings, that if you're a person, as you said, in a negative mindset, and someone's trying to show you a doorway for you to look through and see possibility, you know, how hard is it when you see someone else, they're growing, and you can see that the things they're talking about is actually making a difference in their life. Does that impact on you? Does that make you think, you know what? She's talking about it a lot, and I can see that actually it's not just talk. Her life is changing. She's becoming that person that she talks about.
Yeah.
Does that impact on you, or do you?
It depends.
Is it just totally your own journey? What happens?
It really does depend, I think. And I think it depends on how that person views you. Is that person in awe of you and they respect you, or are they jealous and kind of don't really want to see you, like, do good, you know? So that's, I suppose, how you tell friends. Like, so if they are in awe of you and they do start fixing up and stuff, you think, then yeah, cool, you know, like, we can vibe off each other. We can both do for each other. I can learn things from you. Like, I can teach you stuff and learn how to teach, you know, and you can learn from me. And so, and then, yeah, if the person's jealous, then nah. Like,
have you lost friends along the way with your journey?
This is a really, especially in the last couple of weeks, it's been a very apparent thing. It's quite lonely. Like, until you start surrounding yourself in a group of people that can just have happiness from themselves, yeah,
raise you up.
Yeah, like, but if everybody in the group can make happiness for themselves, so that's just pure happiness, right? You haven't got to carry anybody, like, so. Until you start moving in that circle, it's like you go out, you don't drink, so you see everybody start getting a bit lagging, a bit sloppy, which is funny at first, and then it gets a little bit more dry each time, and then before you know it, it's like, what's the point of me going out? Like, I don't need, and it does get lonely, but then you think, what, should I go back to drinking nah, you can't do that, because the sheer fact of
you can't unlearn what you've learned, can you?
Yeah,
you can't unlearn what you've learned.
Nah, you've seen the better side, and you're just like, right, like, and plus the fact, and then you just look at it and you just think, and that's when it kind of starts to get a little bit sad, and you think, yeah, and like, the thing is, at the end of the day is, when we're older, we ain't gonna be chilling together no more anyway. You're gonna have health problems. I'm gonna be out jet skiing, like, you know what I mean? It's deep, like, it's that bad. It is that deep. So, what do you do? Like, do you know what I mean? And you can try and bring these people, but they're in that state of, yeah, but I'm having a great time. It's not really, it's a facade. You're going to wake up tomorrow thinking, that wasn't so great and my bank balance broke up. Like, you know what I mean? So, trust me, like, this is what I'm saying. Like, go on, sorry.
I mean, I think it's really, really important that people recognise that it is a lonely journey. There is, in personal development, there is a time when you walk on your own, when no one can see your dream but you, and you try and talk to people, but they're like, God, I've had enough of you talking about this. And I know I went through that. I know I went through that for quite a long time. You stop talking about your dreams because people are like, yeah, whatever. And I know that has to happen for everybody that walks this path of enlightenment and wants to be the very best version of themselves. And what you very quickly have to realise is that dream was given to you for a reason, and no one else can see it until they see it materialistically. You know, many people are, if I believe it, I know it's going to happen. I don't need to see it to believe it. But the majority of people need to see it visualized, materialized, before they will believe that it's going to happen, right? We know we're millionaires in our head, Kaisie, don't we? We already know we're there, right?
Word, 100%. I've been chilling. This is why I'm happy. This is what I'm saying. I know what's there. I know it's right there. I'm just chilling. Yeah, it's coming.
Right, listen, I've got a couple of silly questions because I know the way you smile, and then I want to ask you your life goals for kind of the next year in different areas, so you know we can see where you're going. So, Kaisie, as a child, right?
Mm.
One thing I learned very, very early on as a single mum with one child was do not buy board games because you will have to play them with your child. And Kaisie, well, if people don't know you, they know that you really find it hard to give up on anything. You really do like to stick through with the end. And what was your favourite game when you was younger, Kaisie?
It's still my favourite game now. Monopoly, 100%. It's timeless. Timeless.
Monopoly.
Yeah.
And Kaisie would play it until he would win, and he would always win because no one else had that resilience like Kaisie had. Even when he was 5, everyone else was half asleep at Christmas. Kaisie still said, "Your turn."
Give me my money, man. I need my money. Right.
Right. So, with that in mind, what's your favourite property in Monopoly?
So back in the day, right, when I was a kid, it was is it Marble Arch? No. That's actually Marble Arch, the 400. It was the most expensive one. It used to be that, right? But see, I got wise to. That's not actually that smart. Like I prefer the train stations, yeah, because there's one on each. You see, I want my money. I got every time you land on them, I got all 4. That's 200 bones, bro. That's keeping me going. My collect go. I can keep the maintenance. Now I'm on the smart long game, longevity. That's what I'm about.
Right. So no properties, you're up for all the 4 stations.
Yeah, man, you're always going to need me. You're always going to need me. Yeah, I will transport you to your locations. Come holler at me. I might even get the water company as well, you know, and the electricity company. I might even...
So you're into all the utilities?
You know, smart. Yeah. That's how the government control us. Anyway, now go on, carry on.
All right. So, Kaisie, if you were a spirit animal, you know, a spirit animal, what animal would you be?
Like, when you say a spirit animal, does that mean that it can be any animal, but I just put the name spirit in front of it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. See, I really I like water, and I like so I like dolphins and penguins and stuff like that. But I really like monkeys at the same time. I think they're really funny.
You are a monkey. You are a monkey. Like, your Chinese sign is a monkey.
Yeah.
You've always been a little monkey.
It's got to be a monkey.
Like a monkey.
Yeah. I've got a little monkey. I've got 2 of them. I love them. Yeah. Blessed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Now, this is a big one. Right? And I know there's been many, but I just want you to think of one significant one. What do you think is the biggest mistake that you've made, and what did you learn from it? Everyone's giving you lots of love, by the way, Kaisie. Lots and lots of people giving you love, saying hello.
I can't see none of that.
Really enjoying you this evening.
But, right, my biggest...
Harry's watching, little Harry's watching you.
Is he? I ain't seen him in time your age. I'm going to link up with you real soon. Right, so, I tell you what, I know what my biggest mistake is.
Georgie's watching you. He said hello. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, it's rude. Anyway, so... my biggest mistake was, and I think I made this when I was in primary school. I don't know what year it was, but it was actually listening to what society said. That was the biggest mistake I ever made. It was
wow.
It was actually believing what other people said about me and not believing what I said from the inside. Because that was the biggest mistake I ever made. And I've only just realised it now. That's like, we're probably going like 18, 20 years on. Mad, I've lived in that mistake for that long. Won't let my kids do it though, so it's okay.
Your biggest mistake was allowing them to put you in a box and believing you belong there.
Yeah. Mad.
Yeah, I hear that.
Mad.
Yeah. And you know, for those people that don't know, you moved to Germany when you were 11 years old. And you were thrown into a whole new country, a whole new culture.
Yeah.
You were sent to school pretty much. We moved on the 21st of December. Yeah. So you pretty much went back to school in January.
I did.
You did not speak a word of German.
I know.
And you just...
Yeah.
I know. I was a bit silly myself. You know, we both have ADHD, so...
No, but do you know what? It's the way I learn. It is actually the way I learn.
Didn't it make you? Do you think that made you?
100%. Chuck me in at the deep end. You know what I mean? And I will come up on top. I will be the king of the jungle. Like it just made me realize that you can survive anywhere. You can do whatever you like. The thing is that I was like 12, 13, coming from a country where there's a lot of black people, there's a lot of different cultures, this, that, and the other, going into a school where there was like 5 black people in the school, and I wasn't even that black, and they was calling me a nigger, like, excuse my language, and I wasn't even that black. I was like, yo, dog, like, in my school, we was ladies, we was cool, like, what's the problem?
Yeah.
Like, and
Yeah.
I never had that kind of amount of animosity and just anger for no reason. Like, just not believe, just believe in what their forefathers, this, that, and everyone else had told them. So, yeah, that did make me, it made me realize that you can reinvent yourself anywhere if you just adapt anywhere. Absolutely. I was running things by the time I left, you know what I mean? Like, I was...
Right, do you know what? And I want you to share that, Kaisie. You've just said that you faced so much animosity and racism and people not being kind to you, and you were in a totally alien country, you didn't speak the language, you didn't have any friends. What did you do about it, Kaisie? Because I remember exactly what you did about it. I've got pictures of what you did about it. What did you do about that situation?
I grew a big ass afro, which everybody wanted to touch. Yeah, and everyone loved me for it. It was mental.
It was, do you know what? And I remember because I used to go down to the town to do the shopping, and they used to say, hello, Frau Wickham. This bit, I can't do German. Kaisie speaks fluent German. And they used to say to me, it's your son with the big hair, yeah?
Yeah, I was.
Everybody knew you.
Everyone did. It's true. Everywhere I go, yeah. And I love that. I'm the person to be known, like, and that's ADHD for you. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That is it.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And I love that you came out. You did totally the opposite. You didn't hide. You didn't blend. You didn't go and get lighty me up, whatever.
What, bleaching?
You were like, no, I'm black. I'm here. Here's my afro with all your pencils stuck in it, and I just love that. Everybody loved you. It was brilliant.
It was.
So that's your biggest mistake.
But I tell you, just to add on, just another little bit onto that. It's just that I tell you what that did was that it made me have understanding for others. You know, like, and people that talk about they come over here, they take our jobs, this, that, and the other, but. Like it made me have the understanding for those because they come over here. I understand how hard it was, and then they come over here and they actually do graft. Do you know what I mean? The only thing that I would say to them is in Germany when I was over there, I got told you speak German. Do you know what I mean? If you don't speak German, I ain't helping you. And I had to learn German. I got treated like the next piece of rubbish on the shoe. You don't understand, but I understood it because I was in their country. I should speak. So. Like, it just made me have an understanding about how different places work. And at a young age, to understand that, it made it very beneficial to me. And I spoke 2 languages, you know, so, yeah.
And do you know what, Kaisie? You remember what we were absolute outcasts.
Yeah.
You remember it was winter.
Yeah,
it was so cold. And we had the little ones, and they were 2 and 3.
The 5 plus 5.
Push the pushchair.
The 5 plus 5.
Up the hill.
Yeah. I know.
5 plus 5.
Yeah. We grinded, man.
Push it all the way to the top of that hill and go to the
centre. Yeah, dog.
And remember, do you remember, Kaisie? 3 times they told us, you don't speak German, get lost.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
And we had to walk all the way back in the snow, pelting down in our faces. That was hard times.
Mad time. That's what I'm saying. We grinded. This is what I'm saying. The mediocre life done for us now, yeah? Nah?
Yes.
We ready for the meals, yeah?
We are ready. Right, so there's a couple more questions, okay? I love talking to you, Kaisie. Honestly, you met my days. You're my favourite person.
Oh, I love you too.
So we're thinking about life goals for the next year. And I'm going to give a big shout out to Rob Howes, because I spoke to Rob Howes, who, Kaisie, I'm going to connect you with him. He runs Expert Social Media thing. We've had it. He lives in Baltimore, just down the road from Judy. And we spoke together on Skype. We had an amazing conversation. I'll tell you about that later. You know, you're going to meet him. Anyway, and he gave me this kind of agenda, because he's coming on the show as well. And he gave me an agenda for like the 5 areas that he's focusing on, of this is how he does it every year to move himself forward. And I said, you know what, I like that. So I'm going to use the same format. So your life goals for the next year, what are they for your personal development? How are you looking to fulfill that in the next year?
Personal development. That's quite important. Like, can I have the 5 subjects?
Yeah, you can get it smaller. So bearing in mind, I'm going to ask you about spiritual development, physical development, relationship development, and financial development. What are you looking to achieve for yourself? So in personal development is in terms of What are you?
Manpower.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What's going to be your mindset?
Mm.
What's going to be your mindset for this year?
So for this year, my main right. So I kind of already said this for this year. I am going to be like, I can't remember who I'm stealing this from, but
It's okay.
it doesn't matter because I actually preach it, I live it, I talk it, I live it. So I'm just going to be the absolute best me. And that means in every single aspect of my life, every single time I think, I'll do that tomorrow. No, I'm not doing none of that. So I'm talking about I'll be the best dad, I'll be the best son, the best boyfriend, the best friend, the best, just absolutely in every single area. Where every single time where I think, no, I'll do a little bit more next time, I'll actually go that extra mile. Just going that extra mile, it changes the dynamic of your whole life. Yeah. So.
And I think the biggest change that I've seen in you is that you are so reflective on a daily basis, on an hourly basis. And whereas before, when we might have a conversation and you're just like, no, you were adamant, you couldn't step back from yourself. Now, even when it's difficult, I watch you just take that moment to step back and go, okay, just let it go, let it go, let it go. And then you come back and you will learn something and you will put it straight into you straight away. And that example of yesterday, you know, do you want to be happy or do you want to be right? We had that discussion, right? And within that conversation, you turned around and you said it to Jason. And I just thought, that's so amazing because young people find that so hard to do. They take things so personally that they can't change because they're too busy being offended. And I've seen you grow in so much, in as much as Sam, but actually it's in my growth that I become the best version of me. And so therefore I have to stop taking it personally and use it for my personal development, which I think is amazing. I'm so proud of you for that. I really, really am. So your spiritual development, what are you looking to achieve for yourself in terms of your spiritual development? Do you have a view of your spiritual development? What is your...
So right now, at the minute, I meditate at least once. I try to do it at least once a day. Most of the days I do get it done. But most times when
What difference has that made in your life, Kaisie?
What, meditating?
Yeah.
It's taken away a lot of pain, a lot of sadness. Yeah, I let go of a lot of stuff because it's just in meditation when you go to this space of consciousness, like in the sense of you're just there, your body's there, and you're creating in your mind, and you can think about whatever's hurting you, and you can imagine it, and you can talk through it in your head, so you can let go of whatever it is. You can let it go because you've dealt with that in that instance, and if it was a bad spirit that was there or bad something that was there, they can hear it. The universe is there, you know what I mean? So that's a place where you can let it go.
Very powerful, Kaisie. Yeah. It's really powerful. That's a fantastic way of explaining to people how they don't have to live with this pain inside them. Actually, if they focus on letting it go, it goes. And look, and you are proof of that, Kaisie. The person that you are today, all you've let go of, you know, is just amazing and really, really inspirational. Really, it is. Okay, cool. Wow. Well, let's go for this one. What have you got planned for this year in terms of your physical development? And we are going to be, we're going to suffer for, I mean, we're going to enjoy this. Me and the girls who are watching.
Yeah. Well, so I'm doing a half marathon.
So tell them what you're doing for us. Tell them what you're doing for us first of all, and then what your goal is.
No. I'm not going to put everybody on blast. No. I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm helping who I'm helping. That's cool. Yeah. Right. So for me, this is about me.
Yeah, but what is it you're doing? I don't want to know who it is. What do you do? What do you do? How are you?
Yeah, I'm getting there. So what it is I'm doing a half marathon. So basically, I'm going to tell you a little bit of the story. What happened is I was at my computer at work, and I've been very bored at work because there's not that much work to do, but they want to pay me. So I go to work at the moment, and I've been looking for stuff for so long. Like, I've just been searching for, where am I going? Like, this money is not enticing me anymore. I just do it to pay bills. What is going to make me happy? And then I looked online, and when I was looking at that, there was an ad to do a half marathon for Alzheimer's, who I already donate to because they research into the mind.
Kaisie, I've just got a job as a community speaker for Alzheimer's.
Yeah, see? Crazy.
Wow, synchronicity.
Yeah, it is. I already... yeah.
Wow.
So after applying for that, I realized, yo, I'm actually quite good at sports. And I started looking into becoming a personal trainer. So I'm going to become a personal trainer. So by the end of this year, I will be level 3 and level 2 trained, and I'll have clients and be working. So yeah, give me.
And
Well,
I'll be
actually,
slim.
so you'll be slim. You will be. Yeah. Don't you worry. Perfect project. But yeah, also I'm going over to Florida to do TRX training, which is like it's works on suspension and working on the core and a bit of training and combat training as well. So I've got a couple of this year's busy. It's good. It's looking good. It's all looking at
Wow.
Florida. Yes. Yeah.
Oh wow, wow! So many people have put so many comments for you, Kaisie. It's brilliant.
Ooh.
You read them all afterwards. Kaisie, can you put all the details of your marathon on this link so that people can sponsor you, please?
I will do.
And that's fantastic, because one of the things that you've shared with me privately, which I'm going to share with everybody else, is that you said to me that you've been inspired by the work that I do, that you really feel you'd like to become a motivational speaker.
Oh yeah, I do want to. Yeah, I definitely want to step into that. Yeah, towards once I've got my personal fitness achievements out of the way. Yeah,
Right.
definitely want to.
Well, the good news is if you run for Alzheimer's UK, you can also become a community speaker volunteer, which is what I am. And you go and you speak on behalf of Alzheimer's UK. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yeah, that was. Yeah, definitely. We'll have to talk about that. Well, yeah. All right, cool.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, so you're going to be trained. You're going to have done a marathon.
Yeah.
You're going to have letters after your name. So you need to put down your details so that people can connect with you if they want to sign up in the future.
All in due time. Yes. Yes.
Brilliant. Super. Right. In terms of your relationships, that's every relationship. That's brother and sister. But you've spoken to me in detail about how reflective, how you've been as a dad and how you've been as a brother. You've recognised a lot of things about yourself. So what are your relationship goals for this year? So
I've said there's one main one, and it's to be more approachable, because I can give really good advice and I can talk, but I'm a very logical person, and if you're taking long to get an point across to me, I can be quite abrupt, and so I'm working on being more approachable this year, and that's all I'm focusing on. I'm going to perfect that, perfect it, get it, and then anything else I can move on to, but I'm just going to perfect that. And that's huge, Kaisie. Just that in its oneself, to recognise, and I always say to people, the only way that you can grow and move forward is to actually be honest enough to recognise what your weaknesses are, and many people can't do that, so they can't move forward. It's like, no, that's not me. No, that's not me. But to actually recognise it, it's true. So I think that's and that's that's only this year that you've really been able to do that, because we've spoken before. You're talking 2018 or 2019, because we're still on that cusp of things, yeah. But you know what, Kaisie, you're 26 years old and you're talking like a man of 40. Your knowledge, your wisdom, you're far beyond your years. They've always said that to you. Taking you round as a young person, round all my mates' houses, to sit there and listen to us women. You really took it in. You really. I did. I swear, seriously. Yeah, it's been very beneficial. I've used a lot of that in later life. Yeah. I've learned a lot. You've used it to your advantage. I have, most definitely. Trust me. Yeah. And what is really lovely about Kaisie, he's gone from being, when Kaisie for many years said to me, Mum, I want a brother, I want a sister. And then he got them. And then he realised, no, I don't want that. I don't want that. And then spent the next 5 years really showing me how much he didn't want that. He didn't want that. Yeah. And even to the point of where I used to be in the kitchen, and when Kaisie left home and he'd come and see me on a Saturday, and we'd be in the kitchen, and one of the other ones, the other number 1, 2, and 3, would come in, and he'd say, and they'd be chatting, and he'd go, what are you talking? Oh, it's my turn. You see her all week. Go back to your room. Let me have my turn. And when they used to be really playing up, he used to whisper in my ear, yeah, but you would have been free now if you just kept me. That's what he used to say. Did I lie? But, do you know what? No, they're cool. He's been a lovely brother. Honestly, you've been a fantastic brother to Jason and to Grace. And he's really, you just turned a corner. It's just so
Wonderful to see. I can't fill your head up too much, but it's noticeable. And everybody, this whole house notices how different you are and how more loving and caring and giving.
That's what I want it to be. Like that's good. It's just more motivation to keep going, you know. And I think, and the thing is, there's a lot of people like, oh, I say there's nothing, but I have been making an effort, and I'm glad that people recognise and appreciate it, because the thing is that there's no. Everyone wants a bit of gratitude. Everybody wants to know that they are making an effort, you know what I mean? And I see everybody else making effort with me as well. Do you know what I mean? Now I make the effort. People want to make the effort with you. It is. You shouldn't give to receive. You shouldn't. But it is a two-way street when you do it right. It does work like that. It's just natural. You don't have to feel like you're giving or receiving. It just works, and that's where you're at bliss, where you're working at 100%, 110.
Flow.
Yeah,
flow.
100. Yeah, cool.
Right. So, do you have a financial goal for this year? Is that in the horizon at all?
Yeah. So Les Brown Jr. So the Les Brown, the son of him, he said he wants to be making, like, he inboxed me on my Instagram, and he said he wants to be making 8 figures next year. I was like, yo, 8 figures sounds real good.
I don't even know what 8 figures is.
It's enough. Yeah, man, I take it. Even with I know it's more than 6, so it's got to be a couple mil up in there somewhere. So no, but I said this last year actually. Not that I wanted to achieve it last year, but I said I want to do it in 2019. By the end of the year, I want to be clearing 5k profit.
Brilliant. More than achievable, Kaisie. More than achievable. More than achievable.
I just wanted to be modest, you know, and didn't want to let everybody know I'm living in my penthouse and stuff.
It's so like you, Kaisie, to be modest. It's just so like you.
Yeah.
Kaisie, what is the legacy that you want to leave?
I want to leave behind a massive legacy. I want an empire. I'll change the world. I will. I genuinely will. And people will know my name. We'll live nice. We'll live life nice and peacefully because of me. I genuinely do believe it. Because that's all I want for the world. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to. I say this every single time. I am gonna drive a Bentley and a Ferrari and a Range. Like, I do like these things.
All at the same time?
Yeah. I mean, I've pushed one with my little toe, one with my pinky. Yeah.
Just put them up on a tow bar. Just put them on a tow bar and have them all.
Exactly. And pull it with a tractor, because I want a tractor as well. Yeah. So I do want these things, but I just want everybody to know that you need none of it. And I just want them to recognise that you need absolutely none of it. You can go for a walk in the park and you can have the best time ever. You can look at some hares running across the field while the sun hits down on a piece of grass while the water drips off and glistens. Like, you don't understand that kind of enjoyment. You can't get it anywhere else. It's free. So I really want people to get in touch with that side of themselves. So that's my goal. That's what I want to spread this year. And that's what's happening. That's what's popping. That's my legacy. Sorry, not this year. The legacy is that we are gonna make this world a nicer place, because it used to be.
Yeah, that's true.
And we need to get back there.
If not to put too grim a word on it. So if I was looking at your gravestone, what would be the? I don't know. But you know what? If you're living a life of purpose, you've got to be thinking, what do I want people to say about it? It's almost the same as I say to my clients. It's not what people say to you in the room. It's what people say about you when you leave the room. That's the real impact of what you make in this world.
So
what do you want people to say when you leave the room?
This is going to be quite deep. So I probably want it to be the same thing that they said about my nan. And they said that she didn't have a bad bone in her body. And that's pretty much what I want to be known as. So, yeah. Yeah,
Kaisie Diggens, he didn't have a bad bone in his body.
Yeah, that's me. I get that.
That's an absolute blessing. You know what, Kaisie? I'm sure that you've inspired so many people today. I'm going to share this with so many young people's groups, because I think it's so hard in this society. Even at 26, they have this false representation of what young people should be, what they should be aspiring to. And I think you've really broken so much of that down, and you've just shown people that, you know, it's love that makes the world go round, and you can be
100,
humble,
definitely.
and you can be honest, and you can be emotional, and you can give.
It's easier.
And it doesn't make
It's actually easier. It's actually easier. People don't understand. It's so much easier. Like, it's hard at the initial point, but if you're truthful and you're honest at the initial point of any interaction, yeah, I swear it will make your life so much easier. So much easier. Just at that initial point. If you don't want to do something, say it right there and then. Say, no, I'm not up for that.
Yeah.
I can't help. I'm sorry. Next time, maybe. You know, just do it right there and then, and your life becomes so much more less stress-free. You know, you're not pressurizing yourself, thinking, "Oh, I've got to go and see Tom, but then day down the road, he's not going to be happy." Do you know what I mean? You don't need to be stressing yourself out like that. Just say no when you need to say no, and say yes when you can, and that's all you need to live by.
Yeah. I mean, that does sound easy, and I know that is something that we both practice. And, you know, really, it is about commanding. I mean, I think I spend a little bit more time and saying it over 2 minutes when you'll just say it with one word. No.
Yeah.
But you are absolutely right. Don't build people's hopes up. Tell them how it is. Then there's no room for disappointment.
Yeah.
And then if you can give more rather than building people up and saying, oh, you know, if I get a chance, I will pop round and people are sitting there waiting for you. So, you know, honesty is the best policy, but at the same time, tempering it with your goal for this year in terms of being more approachable. It's a fine line.
Had to bring that back round, didn't you, Mummy? It's just like, hey.
It is exactly. But that's what we all have to do.
Yeah,
it's not just you, Kaisie. We all have to do that. It's a fine line that we walk to be our authentic selves, to show up in the world honestly, and to give. Be giving, but also give to ourselves, and that's what you're saying when you're honest, right?
Self-preservation.
Why would you put yourself out there and say I can do this and do that? But it's at your expense.
Yeah. You have to self-preservation.
What you're saying is, you know what? I'll give from my overflow if I've got overflow, but if I haven't got it, I can't give it to you. So
it's more beneficial to the other person on the receiving end. If you can't give it your all, don't do it, because somebody might be able to give it their all and they're going to get a better result, you know? Only do it if you can give your 100%. Like, do you know what I mean? You have to be that honest. That's being honest with yourself. Like,
absolutely.
No?
That's the hardest thing to do, is to be honest with yourself. Once you've mastered being honest with yourself, everything else becomes easy.
Yeah. Definitely.
It really does.
Man.
Because when you're honest with yourself, it means you value yourself. When you value yourself, you love yourself, and then you put yourself first. It's not bad to be selfish. I call it full of yourself, because it means that you have no gaps.
Yeah.
Full of yourself is not a bad thing. It's a good thing.
Word, definitely.
Because you can give 100%. More.
Yeah. Well, listen, you know what? I've got to shoot off, you know. I've got a couple of things.
That's it. We're done. Ooh. What's your last word to all that? I'm just going to hang on and tell them about what's coming. But
so my words will be.
That really enjoyed you.
I'm gonna say, just watch this space. I'll be back on again, definitely. I enjoy it. You know me, I like talking. I love to talk.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Bless you, darling. Bless you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time this evening. Love you lots.
Love you too, darling.
All right. Bye-bye, darling.
Bye.
Bye-bye. So thank you, everybody that's watched. We've had a really good audience this evening. We've had really good participation. And I am just so very, very grateful that you all got to meet my lovely son. You can see why I'm so talk about him all the time, because he really is, he's an inspiration to me. You know, and if you want to develop an abundant mindset like what he has, that didn't just happen in 5 minutes. We spent a long time getting him to a point of where he could see possibility in his life. He could see that he could be a co-creator in his life. If you feel to be, then please do contact me. You can either come to my website, which is essex-hypnotherapist.com. You can PM me now. There's so many ways that you can contact me. I have a speaker site as well, annemariewickham.com. Just get in touch, because don't waste your life. Look, he's 26 years of age and he's on his way to having the best life ever. Why wait when you can be where he is right now and know that for the rest of your life you're going to have happiness? Isn't that just a fantastic, just the knowledge of knowing that this could be you? I really urge you to take stock of where you are now. Look ahead 5 years and say, is that where I want to be? And if it is, fantastic, wonderful, brilliant, keep tuning in and sharing your wins with me. And if it's not where you want to be, then just get in contact with me and let's get a plan together. My new program is called the Ripple Effect Coaching System, because it's the small things that you do in your life that ripple outwards and make the world a better place. We really can change the world one person at a time. It really is possible. That's my dream. That's my son's dream. And I really hope it's your dream too. You know, if you value yourself, you'll value the time to have a look and see what you need and start working on you so that you can give from your overflow. It's time to be selfish. It's time to be full of yourself and be the best version of yourself, okay? Thank you so much. I've really enjoyed this evening. Thank you so much for all of your comments. There's been so many. I will reply to each of them after I've finished here this evening. And do join me next week. Next Sunday is the Real Talk Coaching. And on Monday, we have another Man of the Season. Isn't it brilliant? These Men of the Season, they're amazing. So I'll see you all again next week. Thank you. Lots of love. Have a lovely week. Bye-bye.